Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good
Please
afternoon,
sit
sir. May I take the seat, sir?
Please.
Thank you, sir.
So, how are you this afternoon, Kunal?
Sir, in good health.
Good. So, you are best speaker.
Sir.
And you have been speaking on global terrorism.
Sir.
What is the definition of terrorist?
Sir, unfortunately, even after so many years, there has not been a global consensus as to what terrorism is. But as far as India is concerned, sir, in 1996, the United Nations CCIT, India presented its definition, which basically states that any indiscriminate violence which attempts to strike fear at the hearts of people can be called as a terrorist incident.
Now, in the context of what is happening in Israel and Gaza,
Sir.
do you think there is terrorism there?
Sir, yes, sir. Gaza, Hamas did an unprovoked attack on October 7th, killing more than 1,000 Israelis and taking many more as hostages. And basically, this act was there to propagate their political vision, which was not in line with the global consensus regarding how things should be dealt peacefully. So this can be called as a terrorist act, sir.
What about Israel's response? Is there any terrorism there?
Sir, I'll not say terrorism, but yes, there is a form of indiscriminate violence from the Israeli side as well, where they have taken as a sort of collective punishment, whereby they are not only penalizing the Hamas terrorists, but also the normal population of Palestinians are also getting displaced and killed. According to a recent report, sir, more than 20,000 Palestinians have been killed and more than 85% have been displaced from their homes.
Have you heard the expression state terrorism?
Yes, sir, I have heard. So state terrorism or state-sponsored terrorism is when a nation state propagates through terrorist activity, propagates certain factions or non-state actors to undertake violent activities to strike fear. For example, the Pakistani activities against India can be called as state-sponsored terrorism.
All right, let's look at another example.
Sir.
The CIA picks up somebody from Egypt and takes him to Guantanamo Bay and waterboarding and other actions. Is that state terrorism?
Sir, in this scenario, sir, the CIA did not attack or did not capture any innocent civilian. But in most of the cases, sir, perhaps there are certain cases where innocent civilians have been persecuted. But generally speaking, sir, the CIA picks up...
No, I'm giving you a specific example. No charges and finally released after X years.
Sir, indiscriminate violence does not take place here. There are certain rules that they also follow, and perhaps if he is released, that means that they took some rules and regulations in mind when they were treating him. So I do not call it as indiscriminate violence.
So you think that even if he is released 20 years later without any charges, you think it is not terrorism?
Sir, as per the definition, sir, it is not terrorism, but yes, it is a violent act and it destroys humanity and its dignity as well. But to describe it as terrorism would be a step further.
Please.
Thank you, sir.
So would you call it state high-handedness or what else would you call it?
Sir, I think state high-handedness would be a better adjective to describe this particular incident.
Okay. Okay, so how come you've given Tripura as your home state?
Sir,
You belong to Lucknow and all that.
Sir, my father belongs to the Indian Police Service from Tripura cadre. So I've spent my formative years. My first school was in Tripura. My sister was born there. So I feel it as my home, sir.
Okay, so you would love to go back to the Tripura cadre in the IAS or IPS?
No, sir, not in that particular sense.
You the home state मिलेगा आपको फिर?
Sir, while filling up the choices, sir, apart from my affinity for a particular place, I also had some other factors in mind. Say the scope to work, the ability for career progression, sir, and to serve the society in whatever capacity I know. And in those matters, I felt that I would better serve Uttar Pradesh than in Tripura.
So you say you are interested in watching science fiction movies.
Yes, sir.
So which are the science fiction movies you've seen recently?
So the last movie that I saw was Don't Look Up. So it is a film by Adam McKay, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. So it basically tells about that even in spite of imminent danger and threat of human extinction, humanity is not able to generate basic consensus as to how to avert a disaster. And the film is about that, sir.
Basic consensus, or I would say they're really not bothered. They don't take it as, they don't believe that it is going to happen. That is what?
No, sir, I feel they believe also that it is going to happen.
No, they don't care. They're eating dinner, they're having parties. There's an asteroid coming down on them, and they're just having parties and all in that movie. So I feel that what the movie conveys is that at least 80% of humanity is stupid. Apart from the those 3-4 main characters who believe that there is something happening and they're trying to generate fear and something in the minds of the public. Nobody really cares what is happening.
I beg to differ, sir. I think they care, but the polarization of the society is so much that when a particular set of politicians say that this is not correct, they believe it, while the other half who too much believe in scientists do not have the capacity to undertake.
So is it really a science fiction movie, or it's only a political movie or a philosophical movie? What is science fiction about it, apart from the fact that an asteroid is going to come and hit the Earth?
Sir, I think all movies are a combination of all the factors that you said. Science fiction is a part of it, and political drama is also a part of it. Science fiction where a seemingly threatening meteorite is going to crash on Earth, that is a science fiction part. And the political drama that ensues to counter that is what we all enjoy.
So which are the best science fiction movie you've seen so far? Which is the one you like the most?
Sir, I think it would definitely be Interstellar by Christopher Nolan, sir. I think by far this is one of the best movies.
What is the best part about it?
Sir, it is the part that science cannot explain everything. It is actually human emotions, ultimately, which guides humanity towards whatever path they want to take. In that movie as well, sir, it was love between the father and her child that actually and his child that actually helped humanity to escape the catastrophic blight that had hit upon Earth. So I think that is one aspect I enjoy.
Is it about escaping the Earth's catastrophic blight, or is it about finding a way through a wormhole which is physically impossible?
No, sir. Sir, in that particular movie, sir, some beings which were able to traverse fifth dimension had placed a wormhole, so that humanity could escape through that wormhole to an alternative planetary system. However, sir, the people on Earth did not have the quantum data to calculate how anti-gravity could work. There, love came, sir. So Cooper, sir, went to the next galaxy. Then he willingly sacrificed himself just to gather data from the black hole, and then communicated to his son Murphy, the quantum data through the watch, which he had given back.
Okay, well, I must say you know your science fiction movies. Great.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Okay, Kunal,
Sir.
your subject was international relations,
Sir.
political science. Can you tell me on what basis the international relations are formed? The basic of international relations.
Sir, I think trust. It is the trust between
It
nations.
is trust.
Sir, when it starts happening, then trust is the basic thing with which...
Nobody is trusting in international politics. You are saying today Russia in the Arab, and then India is going to the other countries. They are opening, the strip near the Japan. Who is believing?
So in ideal case, sir, trust should be the guiding factor through which international relations should work. But unfortunately, the power dynamics have overtaken.
Don't you think it's the self-interest which count in the basis of international relations?
Yes, sir. I would like to trace back my steps, and yes, national
In your
interest.
subject, there is a famous saying,
Sir.
John Temperley Palmerston, there is no one our perpetual ally and no one is our eternal enemy.
Yes,
Our
sir.
interests are eternal and perpetual, so follow the interests.
Yes, a national interest is the
That is
basic.
That is true. That is the basis of any politics. Anyway, what role you see of India in geopolitics?
So can I take a few moments to gather my...
Yes, please take.
Sir, regarding geopolitics, India's role could be bifurcated into two parts. One is in the regional sphere, while the other one is in the international sphere. In regional sphere, sir, it is a net security provider for the Indian Ocean region. It is the preponderant economy that guides the South Asian powers. It helps them in their bad times, like it helped Sri Lanka, or for that matter, Bangladesh and Nepal.
I think honestly we are neither associated with the USA, not with the associated Russia. We
Sir.
are associated with both the countries. Why India is doing this? What are our interests, major interests?
Sir, I think what we began our discussion with national interest that helps India.
What national interest of India is there?
Sir, to
There must be clarity. What national interest of India?
Sir,
Keeping relations with both.
Sir, I feel when India is traversing between both the countries, the national interest is the benefit of its people, sir. It collaborated with USA so that it could get technology like MQ-9B drones, so that it could maintain its border, while it is also engaging with Russia so that the geopolitics of China can be kept at bay. Its armor and defense industry heavily
Don't you
relies on
see
Russia.
our continental interests, then maritime interests are also there,
Yes,
which
sir.
which are more important than this.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, can you tell me, you belong to UP, can you tell me what is the mustard is flourishing in UP nowadays?
Sir.
Can you tell me what is the total production of mustard in UP? Have you got some idea?
Sorry, sir. I'm not able to
Where
recall.
in GDP we stands, our states?
So UP?
UP?
So it's currently stands at second place, sir, according to SOIC report, where it comprises of almost 9.2% of the national GDP. Uttar Pradesh, sir. Currently.
It comes second. And which is the first state?
Sir, it is Maharashtra with 15.7%.
Okay. There was much hue and cry that UP should be divided for better rule. I
sir.
think it is now being better ruled. So will you, suggest UP should be divided in 3 or 4, Western UP and Bundelkhand and then Eastern UP? What is your opinion about it?
So I feel that the basic demand was because of the uneven development.
Your opinion now.
So I don't think it should be divided because
Why?
so there are 3 to 4 factors. First factors are the political decentralization after 72nd and 73rd Amendment Act. Second, sir, the logistics have greatly improved because of the 48 national highways and 13 expressways that UP is building. So the interconnectivity issue is not present. And third, sir, I don't think there has been a political consensus as to how the boundaries would become. Eventually, if no political consensus is reached, then maybe interstate disputes. And that is again a thing that we are not prepared to solve as of right now.
Okay. Sir.
Kunal,
Sir.
you're from UP basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, in UP, the state is planning to become $1 trillion economy by 2025? 27?
27, sir.
27. So tell me what progress is taking place, what is the plan which is in place, or what is the plan which is being executed, just in brief, how it is shaping up, and what is your opinion about the progress and the speed under which it is being taken up?
So can I take a few seconds? So firstly, sir, a large number of policy decisions have been taken, be it the UP Electronic Policy of 2020, the UP Startup Policy of 2020, or the Nivesh Mitra scheme of 2017, whereby there is a large liberalization so that private industries could come and boost the GDP. Second, sir, a large amount of emphasis is played on the industrial sector, whereby a large number of expressways and highways, multimodal waterways have been constructed so that there is ease of logistics, and this would help UP become more efficient while production. Third, sir, I think the people itself, a large number of skill development programs have been undertaken so that value addition could be implemented along the entire supply chain, which would perhaps again act as a catalyst for the $1 trillion economy dream.
Are you aware about Kanpur? Kanpur is very close to Lucknow.
Yes, sir.
Kanpur once upon a time had a lot of cotton mills. It was known as Manchester of India also.
Yes, sir.
The cotton produced by Elgi mill used to be supplied to Queen Elizabeth at that point of time.
Okay, sir.
So can you recall some reason why the cotton industry declined in Kanpur?
Sir, I'm not sure, but can I take an educated guess? So perhaps again, sir, there was a shift in the mill industry towards Maharashtra and Gujarat, where cotton is locally sourced, or perhaps the pollution case, sir, in Kanpur. But I'm not entirely sure, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, how would you propose that your engineering knowledge would be utilized in administration?
Sir, I think in manifold ways. Firstly, sir, as an engineer, resource utilization and resource efficiency is ingrained in us, and in administration as well, there is a resource crunch problem. So as an engineer, I could able to leverage my skill. Secondly, sir, in civil engineering, what we learn is supply chain management to a certain extent, and that is also required in delivering of services at a fast pace. Thirdly, sir, the problem solving and curious mind of engineers, which could help solve the multifarious problems that our country is currently facing.
Now tell me, what are the latest trends in civil engineering?
So advances?
Yeah, some advancements, some trends.
Sir, the first one is the material itself. Self-healing concrete and self-healing cement has been formed, whereby a bacteria called bacillus is used along with calcium lactate. So whenever a crack develops, it self-heals. So it increases the longevity of the building, sir. Second, sir, is the 4D construction, sir, whereby shape-shifting materials are being used to construct prefabricated buildings at a record pace, sir. Third, sir, and perhaps the most innovative thing is the tunnel boring machines that are being constructed. So earlier, sir, the pace for tunnel construction was around 2 to 3 kilometers per hour or per day. But now, sir, it has surpassed the earlier limits. And that is basically because of the drilling technology which has been improved. So I think these three things, sir.
Okay, my last question. The airfields are very crucial for the country, you know.
Sir.
For the Air Force airfields are, for that matter, more critical. They are to be repaired immediately in case some bombardment takes place. So what is the kind of technology in civil engineering which is used so that you prepare it immediately and it is ready for battle worthiness?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, tell me one thing. What do you think is the one most important challenge that is facing your generation?
Ma'am, I think our time with social media. Perhaps too many people are too much engrossed in the virtual world and forgetting what the real world is. So grappling with both these things is something that we need to learn to balance for a better future for all of us.
Okay, that is one. And what is the fallout of that?
Ma'am, there are various fallouts. First of all, ma'am, increasing trends of depression is increasing in our society because we have been disconnected from our parents, from our family members, and more engrossed in virtual liking. And we have created an artificial bubble for us, which has entrapped us. Second, ma'am, I think is our lack of healthy lifestyle, which has resulted in various lifestyle diseases. And that is another problem I think our generation is currently facing.
So you think being, divested from reality, are you losing sight of some of the most important challenges facing our globe as such?
Yes, ma'am, I think that is also correct.
Which would that be?
Ma'am, I think our greed for profits over climate, our economic development over our ecology is something that is plaguing us.
Good. So do you think the usual parameters of growth and more endless growth should be balanced out with something else? And these need to be redefined, paradigmed, so to say?
Ma'am, growth which is not regulated is like cancer. And we are seeing increasingly what that entails for us. So I think growth needs to be redefined per se. Green growth, social growth, growth towards our family, growth towards education, better human beings. I think that growth is more important than all the physical growth that we are currently pursuing.
And has that climate crisis, has it reached an inflection point? Or it's just a media thing?
No, ma'am, it's not a media thing. According to the IPCC report, it has also raised a red flag where it says that perhaps we are beyond our 1.5 degrees Celsius target. And perhaps if we start doing certain things, the most that we can keep it is below 2 degrees Celsius. And most of the countries are also unable to generate consensus again as to what our policies should be for the environment.
So, recently there was a summit.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that?
Ma'am, it was held in Dubai,
Yeah.
UAE, and COP28 was held
Yeah.
under the UNFCCC.
Yeah, yeah. And India has also offered to host one.
Yes, ma'am. India has also offered
To host in
one.
COP33, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
But do you think India is a contributor of in these greenhouse emissions and all that? And if so, then at what level?
Ma'am, according to the recent studies, India has been 3% of the global cumulative carbon budget has been utilized by India, and so it is also a contributor. But apart from that, the per capita emission is perhaps one of the lowest in the world. So when compared to developed economies or perhaps say China as well, we are not as big as a criminal as compared
But
to
it's
them.
one of the three.
Yes,
It's one of the top three.
I mean, it's one of the top three, but per capita we have 1.4 billion people to feed as
Because
well.
we have so many people.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
That is,
Yeah.
and India has also contributed in manifold ways to tackle the climate crisis. Our Honorable Prime Minister has given the Mission Life theme, which is perhaps perfectly summarizes as to how we as humans have to treat not only each other but the climate itself.
Okay,
and the
so
nature.
now let me take you, that because we are so many of us, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
And the major chunk of the population is very young, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And so it is called a demographic dividend, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But this dividend can at some point even turn into a disaster if we don't do certain things. So recently an economist, very well-known economist, he's said something about, growth, coming back to growth
Yes,
now.
ma'am.
So what did he say and who's he?
Regarding the population,
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's Raghuram Rajan. He said something. If you read the newspapers recently.
ma'am, I think he released a book recently, Breaking the Mold, but I have not had the chance to go
Okay, he
through
said if you don't, grow by 8 with at the
8%.
rate of 8%, then
Yes, ma'am.
it's going to turn into a disaster, because by a certain period, this whole population will start aging,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then it will become very
Middle income
disastrous. Yeah,
travelers.
yeah, okay. So anyway, let me take you to something else now.
Yes, ma'am.
Quickly. Why did the oil prices rise so suddenly recently?
Ma'am, there was a bombing by Houthis in the Red Sea.
Okay.
So that
And
resulted,
so resulting in?
ma'am, resulting in choking the supply chains for oil.
Okay, and with the result that now you have to travel
Ma'am,
long?
so earlier, ma'am, through the Suez Canal and the
Yeah.
Red Sea, it could directly come, but now we have to take the whole turn. We
Yeah.
have to circumvent the Cape of Good Hope to supply
So
the
any
same oil.
idea how much does it impact?
Ma'am, the prices?
No,
Or the
the
distance?
general, economies by, the load that was being taken by the Suez Canal.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, it was around 10% of the global trade was
Okay.
supplied through the Suez Canal and the Red Sea route. But now,
Okay.
since it has been choked,
Yeah,
it has
okay.
to circumvent the Cape of Good Hope
Okay,
to reach
all
the same
right,
oil.
okay. Again, quickly to something else, because did you study in IIM?
Sorry? No, ma'am.
No,
Ma'am, it was
okay.
a competition that I went through my college.
Okay, all right. Okay, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, sorry. Kunal, the formal part is over.
Sir.
We shall call you back very shortly for a feedback.
Thank you, sir.
I wanted to ask. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, he's very good. I wanted to ask you. Pit stop. I wanted to. Better prepare. Preparing every year. Maybe he's getting better and better. But he is quite good. I mean, he could connect. Things. Yeah.
So, no, that way he has not done well in the sense that you.